Okay, Sunday morning. Anything special going on this Sunday? It's just beautiful. So have a comfy seat on, oh, let me get my screen up full. Have a nice seat on your, on a mat, on a block, on a towel, blanket, or find a nice, easy way to sit. Put one foot under the other knee, and so on the other side, and rock yourself from side to side and remove the flesh. Roxy's gonna have a good class today. And place your hands on top of your thighs. Rise nice and tall through your spine. Close your eyes. Just, FYI, you should always have a strap or towel and a block. If you don't have blocks, contact me. I'll tell you how to get them and where to get them. If you don't have a mat, definitely contact me because I'm the guru right now for that. Be yoga mats. Long live. All right, sit up nice and tall. And just notice if there's any spaces that feel tightening around or clenched in or, just not open. And then just direct your breath and attention to those areas. And just keep breathing and noticing the breath moving from the base of your spine to the top of your head. Breathe in and out of the nose. And just think with every breath and every move that we make in this class, there's this peaceful yet powerful thing happening at the same time sometimes. So find the peace and the power in every single movement. Bring your hands to your heart center and just for a moment, think of an intention, thought, sound, mantra, and drop your chin down towards your chest. Depress the shoulders. And if there was that intention, bring it to your third eye, touching lightly to the brow. And then again, stretching your arms up overhead. Open your arms out, make them like the letter, like you're in a V shape. Wiggle your fingers, roll through your wrists, like you're conducting. And then hold your arms up nice and long, reaching out from the sides of the body, lifting out of the pelvis, lengthening, lengthening, lengthening. And then take your right arm to the floor or block, left arm up and over, and just gently bend over to the side. As you push your hand to the floor, spiral your heart up. Inhale, back up, both arms in a V. Exhale, left arm down, right hip stays down, and lean up and over. Go as low or as high as you need to be. Again, your hand could be on a block. And then spiral your heart open. Come back to center into your V. Rotate your torso, right hand behind you, left hand outside. Lengthen your spine, inhale. And exhale, twist. So I like to put my fingertips on the floor behind me. Somebody asked yesterday why I do that. It's just like using a block. It gives me a little bit more length and rotation. Stretch your right arm overhead. Now turn your torso forward. Take your right arm, bend it behind your head. Reach your fingertips down towards in between your two shoulders and towards your tailbone. And then take your left arm up and press gently outside the elbow for a nice long stretch on the outside of the arm. And perhaps lean a little bit more to the left side for this. Good. Come back to center. Take your right arm out in front of you. Take your hand to your left hand to your fingers and just stretch out. Fingers point down. Nice release in the front of the arm. And then release your hands and again roll. Lean back for a moment, shake out your legs and switch the cross of your legs if you were sitting cross-legged. And then once again, adjust the flesh and then sit up tall, bring your hands back onto your thighs for a moment. Then inhale your arms to a V, shoulders back and down. Take your left arm behind you, tent the fingers, right arm outside the thigh. Inhale for length. And exhale for the depth of the twist. Drop your left shoulder down. So we lengthen before we twist. We lengthen before we bend, before we bind. Inhale the left arm up. Lean up and over to your right side. Use your right hand against your thigh to give you a little bit of adjustment there to twist. And then come up to a sitting position. Bring your left arm behind your head. Elbow points up. You can tell from me, you know, both sides are not the same. Take your right hand and guide your fingers down towards the floor or towards your tailbone. And perhaps you want to take a little side bend to the right again. And then come back to the center, open the arms, spread them open, drop your shoulders. And then take both arms to both shoulder blades, crossing at your wrists. Lift up and let your head press into your arms. Good, nice stretch for the back of your arms again. Let's lean to the right side. And inhale, let's lean to the left side as you exhale. And then inhale back to your center. Extend your arms up. Your arms are crossed. Right now I have my left in front of my right. Take your palms together. Bring your arms down to your chest. Roll them in and open them out. Ooh, tricky, tricky. It's not for everybody, right? Yeah, don't even think about it. Release it. So notice which arm is crossed on top. It's my left. Put the right arm on the other arm. Cross your fingers. Bring the arms in and roll them under and out. Again, not going to be for everybody. And one side will probably be happier than the other. Very nice, Laura. And then release that. Bring the arms all the way up. Roll the wrists. And then just shake it out, bring it down. Roll over your hands and knees to a tabletop position. I guess I did not turn my thing on. Okay. Tuck the toes underneath you. Arch your back, dip your belly. Exhale, round and curl. You can release the toes or keep them in. Look upward towards your belly button. Head down. Shake it out. Yes and no. Dip the belly, arch the back. Tuck the toes. Broaden the collarbones. Exhale, round and curl. Push back to a child's pose. Come to a neutral spine and reach your arms up in front of you to the sides of your mat. It's a little bit wider. Breathe to the sides of your body. Come back to your hands and knees. Take the right arm underneath the left and reach the left arm forward or bind it behind your back, reaching for the inside of your thigh. When you get a hold of something, you can open up a little bit more with the left shoulder, pressing the right back of the head down towards the floor. Anything you'd like to do with your feet is available. Lift, stretch, or keep them down. Release the bind of your arm if you have it. Stretch it out in front of you. Come back to center with both arms in front of you. Puppy dog, chin, chest down. Maybe it's your forehead, maybe it's neither. And then take your right arm out to the right edge of the mat as you take your left arm underneath it. Bring the back of the head to the floor, palm up. Choose to stay there or bind your right arm behind your back. Once you get a hold of whatever you're holding to, see if you can use it as leverage to open up your torso. Hug your hips to center, even if you're lifting a leg off the floor. And then release, right arm forward, left arm forward, puppy dog pose. Walk your hands back under your shoulders, knees back under your hips, tuck your toes, lift into a downward facing dog, and keep your knees bent. Lift your hips up, find the placement of the weight shifting from your hands and arms to your heels and feet, and then perhaps begin to straighten one leg at a time. Maybe it's both legs. Walk your dog or your cat. And then find some peace into a downward dog. And yeah, child's pose if that's where you want to be. your feet to the edges of your mat. Walk your hands back a handprint and press your heels down to the floor. Take your right hand to your left foot, shin or ankle, and twist underneath your left arm. Hug your hips towards the midline, breathe in and out. Release your hands. Left hand to right foot, shin or heel. Even higher if you need to. Hug your hips to midline. And release that. Walk your hands back, another handprint. And walk it back and back and back until your hands are directly in front of your feet with the palms on the floor. So yes, you can use a block, but yes, you can also bend your knees. And shift the weight a little bit into the balls of the feet so you feel like you're going to put your weight into your handstand, right? As if you were going to lift up. Some of you, feel free to go if that's where you're going. Let the head come down and turn your eye gaze towards your belly button as you shift the weight forward. You're not lifting your heels per se, but your weight is going more into the balls of the feet. And then come to your hands on your shins, lengthen your spine, head and tailbone, same line. And from there, place your hands on your hips and rise up to stand. So yeah, we're as wide as our mat, our hands are on our hips. We look like Mr. Clean, yeah? Squeeze your elbows back a little bit, open up your chest, shoulders, and think about pushing your pinky edges of the feet against the edges of the mat, so you'll feel that engagement in the outside of your hip. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Stay with that, or perhaps put your hands on your back a little bit more and lift up out of your waistline. And just perform a little bit of a back extension. Heart opener. Doesn't have to be huge. Okay, stand up. Inhale, bring the arms overhead. Cross again, one arm in front of the other. Grab your opposite shoulder blades. Rest your head into your arms. Try to do this is tricky, without pooching out your rib cage. So without arching your back, right? Actually, I'd rather you even bend your knees a little bit and hinge a little forward if you have to. Breathe in and breathe out. Now, slowly soften your knees and fold all the way down to the floor. And then release your arms. Switch the cross of the arms. Roll up through your spine. Come up with your arms crossed. And just take the opposite arm shoulder. Open up your heart. And this may be a more comfortable side for you. Keep the legs active. Tuck the tailbone under, bring the ribs under. Don't tuck the tailbone under. I've been told not to say that anymore. Lengthen your tailbone. That's a Pilates bar thing. And then exhale one more time. Fold over. Release your arms to the floor. Now uncross them. Lengthen your spine. Walk your hands out in front of you, downward facing dog, still with a wide leg. Inhale high on your tippy toes. Shift forward to a plank pose. Lower your right knee. Keep your right hand down and spin open to your left side, left arm, left leg, lift up. Push out of the floor so your right shin foot pressed down, your right hip hugs in, your right hand presses down, and all assist in opening up your torso. Bend your left knee and take a hold of it somewhere, or not at all, and reach towards it. Reach for your foot, keep the foot close to your buttocks, or kick it away. Open up your heart, throat, shoulders. Now, whether you're holding on or not, release the foot but keep it bent, and then step it behind you and open up a little bit more. The whole foot does not have to be on the floor. Exhale, left hand down, turn yourself forward, left leg up, round and curl knee to chest, kick it back, step it down, down dog, right knee to chest, 4 on the floor, downward facing dog. High on your tippy toes, shift forward to plank, shoulders over wrists. Lower your left knee to the floor. Spin your right foot out and open. Right arm, right leg lift up in the air. Same line. So the hip is in line with the thigh or torso. The leg is in line with the hip, I should say, I guess. And press down through your left arm, open up your heart. Engage those outer muscles of your thigh and your glutes. Bend your right knee. Reach behind you for it. If you can't reach it, reach towards it. Kick the heel to the buttocks and bend the arm if you'd like, or kick it away. So one's a little bit more hip, one's a little bit more quad, glute, back bend, you know, all where you want to feel this today. Good, now just release the arm and the leg. Take your right foot behind you and just open up into kind of a funky dancer's bridge. Lift out of your left waistline. And then exhale, right hand down, right leg back, turn it forward. Knee to chest, round and curl. Kick it back. Step it down, lift your left knee, downward dog, into your chest. Take it to your downward facing dog. Inhale to your high plank. Look forward. Without bending your arms, drop your hips, lift your chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. Rise high up on your tippy toes, bend your knees, look forward. Take little steps to walk your feet to your hands. Come to your fingertips, shins, or blocks, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold your body in half. Put some weight into the ball of the foot, the big toe and the little toe, and the heel, but send a little bit more weight forward this time. Don't worry if your legs are straight or not, doesn't matter. And then place your hands on your hips and ragdoll to stand all the way up. Come up to standing. And once again, just put your hands on your hips and lift up and back. See if that's, you know, a nice enough back bend for what you need right now, or extension. And then come back up to standing. Bring your arms down by your side, feet are closer together. So if you'd like to have your feet wider, that's fine. Just find where you need to be. Big toe, little toe, ball of the foot, heel. And then again, pressing the legs as if you were just tearing your mat apart. Open up your shoulders, palms face forward, crown of the head to the sky, chin parallel to the floor. So do a lot more work with your eye gaze than your neck. Open your eyes, look up with your eyes, bring your arms up, touch the palms in prayer, and then open the arms, bend your knees as much as you need to, hands to floor, shins or blocks. Inhale, halfway lift, broaden your collarbones. Exhale, step, step, high plank, take a breath. Pause, shift a little forward, bend your elbows, pause, on your knees or not. Roll through, pause. I think we talked about the pause yesterday. Downward facing dog, not PAWS. We'll talk about those too. Downward facing, here come my set of paws. Right, say hi, Holly. Take a breath in. Rise on your toes, soften your knees, look forward, take yourself to the top of your mat, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to stand, bring your arms with you. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart center. So again, you choose what length, what width you want your legs, right? Some people like them wider, I do. Take the arms up and overhead. Exhale, swan dive, bend your knees, hands to floor, shins or blocks. Halfway lift on an inhale. Exhale, step, step, high or low plank. Take a pause in each place just for the moment. Meaning you just don't have to rush through it. Bring your feet together. Hi, Holly. Rise on your toes. Lift your right leg high in the sky. Lower the left heel, open the right hip, and bend the right knee. Pull your shoulders square, open your hip. You can bend and straighten your leg, rotate through the ankle, through the hip. And as you take the next breath, rise back on your toes. Bring the right knee towards the right tricep. Right knee towards center. Step the right leg through. Rise onto your fingertips or blocks, of course. So, you know, I'm just loving blocks these days. Square your hips, shoulders. Then rise to your fingertips so you're hovering. Bring your arms by your side. Palms face forward so shoulders are open. Now keep the energy in the lower body as you rise up and then stretch your arms overhead. Lift high, lower your hips. So you can bend your knee to get lower and then straighten it, or you can just work at lowering your hips down. Square your hips, square your shoulders, pressing firmly into the front leg. Inhale. Exhale, hinge forward, pull the right hip back. So we just hinge a little bit, right? It's not a whole long line. You're not even parallel to the floor. Bring your left hand down to the floor or block. Right arm to the sky twist. Now you can practice by putting your hand on your hip to pull the hip back and in, and then stretch the arm up. So if you're not sure, and you don't have a mirror, or the phone is not helping you, computer, whatever it is, you can work it with your hands. Take a breath in, take a breath out. Good. Take a breath in and fold as you exhale the breath. Straighten your front leg just for a little relief, and then rebend the knee. Hands to the floor. Step back, three-legged dog. Right leg up in the air. Right leg to the floor, down dog. Inhale to high plank. Look forward, bend the elbows halfway down. Go to your knees or not. Add push-ups. And we meet back in downward facing dog. Feet are approximately hips width apart. Again, wider for some, closer for some. Inhale on your toes, left leg lifts up. Open your left hip, bend the knee, lower the right heel, and then just play it, movement on your left hip, knee, ankle. And then keep the knee bent, rise back on your toe. Bring your left knee to your left tricep. And then hip forward. Step it through between your hands. Come to your fingertips or your blocks. Lengthen your spine. So that length that you're getting right here, you want to keep that as we release the hands from the floor, firing up the back side of our body. Now reach your arms back, palms face forward, open your shoulders. Keeping the energy in the lower half of your body. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge. And then sink forward, sink down, not forward. And the same thing we did earlier, make sure you're not pooching out your lower ribs and your lower back, but ribs knit towards the hips, and then lift from the upper back. Breathe. Good. Now, hinge forward just enough to feel that left glute fire up. Reach with energy. Exhale, the right hand comes inside of the left foot. Left hand can come to the hip to guide it, and then up in the air as your left leg is parallel to the floor. Shoulders under each other, heart opens, and breathe. Take a breath. Empty the breath. Hands down, straighten your front leg just for the moment. Bend your front knee. Let's step forward, feet together, top of the mat. Exhale, forward fold. Press down to rise up, bring the arms with you overhead. Take the prayer to your heart center. Inhale, bring your arms all the way overhead. Now take your hands down whichever way you'd like. Hands to floor, shins or blocks. Inhale with a halfway lift. Exhale, right foot steps back. Once again, crescent lunge, hover, and then bring it up to standing. Exhale, hinge forward, right arm comes down, left arm comes up. We just did this. And then take your left hand on the inside or on a block. Turn your right foot on its side. Let your elbow and tricep, arm and inner thigh kind of push against each other. Bring your right hand to your hip. And remember, your block can be in any of the heights, or you can be on the floor. Right arm comes up. Tuck your tailbone underneath you. So think about drawing your left hip towards your midline. Your right arm over your shoulder. Look down to your foot. Inhale, rise up. Reverse this. Take your right hand to your right hip. open up that crease. You know, move the flesh a little bit. Good. Inhale, stand up straight. Straighten your front leg. Adjust your back foot in once or twice. Move your hips to the right. Move your torso to the left. Now find that length, 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 length. And then bring your hand down inside, outside, foot, shin, or block. And then imagine that your back is against a wall, so you can rotate your shoulders on each other and your tailbone underneath you, hips on top of it. So breathe. Triangle pose. Lift the bottom side of your body up and in. Big toe, little toe, knees are lifted. Squeeze your heels together. Inhaling and exhaling. Look down. Inhale, reverse it again. Bend your front knee. And then come up to standing. And if you have a block in the way, move it to your right side. Turn your toes, both of them to the right side. Bring your hands on your hips. Just find the levelness of your hips. And your toes are pointing forward. Your feet are level. And then imagine that you're pushing the mat apart again. Interlace your fingers behind your back now. Palms together, knuckles down. Lift your heart, squeeze your elbows together. And then forward fold. Let your head come down. Send your weight a little forward. Shake out your neck, yes and no. So I don't want you to bring your weight into your heels here. I'd rather you have a soft bend in your knees and fold forward. One more breath. Release the hands to the floor. Lengthen your spine. And forward fold. Push your hands onto your hips. Come up halfway. And then all the way up to standing. Bring your arms overhead. Exhale, turn your left foot forward. Step your right foot to meet it. Tadasana. Arms down by your side. Inhale, stretch the arms all the way up overhead. Exhale, fold your way, hands to floor, shins or blocks. Inhale with a halfway lift. Exhale, step your left foot all the way to the back of your mat. Inhale, rise up, crescent lunge. Exhale, hinge forward. Left arm down, right arm up, twist. Hug your right hip towards your midline. Inhale, look down. Exhale, right hand inside or on a block. Left foot turns on its side, so the toes are pointing almost towards the front edge of your mat a little bit. And hug your right knee into your right tricep. Left hand on your hip as you explore opening up your torso more. And then maybe your left arm goes up. Bring your tailbone underneath you. Open up your torso. Feel the back foot grounded, so feel the left pinky toe and the big toe, heel of the foot, and then your inner arch will lift. Take another breath. Look down. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Take your left hand to your left hip, drive it towards your right knee, and then you choose where you want to place the left hand. Good. Inhale, come back to standing. Arms out, straighten your front leg. Maybe you adjust your back foot, move your hips to the left, torso to the right. Right arm down, inside, outside, foot, shin, or on a block. And so now imagine that the left side of your body were against a wall. Actually, you'll have both sides of your body against the wall. And then just press through the big toe, little toe, ball of the foot. And lift out of your waistline. Legs are engaged, so you're protecting. You're also just, getting a lot of work in your legs. Look down on the inhale. Reverse back to your warrior. Reverse warrior. And then inhale, come back up, straighten both legs. Right toes turn in. Hands behind your back, interlace the other finger in front. Lengthen your spine. And fold over. Shifting the weight forward so the weight's in the balls of the feet rather than in the heels. Head down, arms up. So some of you will get your head down to the floor. You can shorten your stance if that's the case. And some of us will just work with a wider stance. And then don't forget your pinky toe pressing outward. That's going to really actually give you a change in stability. And then inhale, lengthen your spine as you release your hands to the floor. Hips to your hands, rise up. Inhale, bring the arms up. Bring your hands to prayer, turn your right foot forward and step together, top of the mat. Arms by your side. Inhale, stretch the arms all the way overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Now exhale, step your right foot back, turn it on its side. Have a block first on the inside of your foot. Left hand to the inside, hug your knee and tricep together. Right arm up, side angle pose. So if your hand is down and you're pressing on the floor or the block, make sure that you keep that space between your shoulder and your neck and your ear. So you're lifting out in space. It's a really kind of tricky concept. Once you get it though, it's like a game changer. Same thing with lifting out of the lower side of your body. Now inhale, reverse the warrior. Exhale, straighten your legs and arms. Hi, Cindy. And move your torso. Left arm down, triangle pose. Hi, Sin. Good morning. Lift the bottom side of your body up. Hi. And breathe. Inhale, come back up. Rebend your left knee. And exhale, take your left arm out. This time, either place your hand on your thigh or put your block on the outside of your left foot. Left knee is bent, thigh is parallel to the floor. Put your hand on your right hand on your hip first, and then turn your torso open. Right arm comes straight up to the sky. Right arm sweeps back and around over your head, palm down, and then work your arm and leg against each other, Hyson, and then rotate open. Spin your pinky side or your thumb side up a little bit. Arm is strong and straight. Heart is open. It's as if you're going to lay your left side of your body on your left thigh. Nice look. Nice, guys. Good. Inhale, bring your right arm back up. Look down, reverse the warrior again. Exhale, straighten your left leg. Turn yourself to face the right side of your mat. Cross your right arm over your left. Bring your arms up and grab opposite shoulder blades or shoulders. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold down. Bend your knees as much as you need to. And then fold, shift your weight forward. Sway a little bit side to side if it feels right. And from here, release your arms, release the hands, release the bind. Walk yourself forward. Bend your right knee as you lower the knee to the floor. Hands are on the inside of your left leg. Shift your weight forward off of your right knee. And some of you may come to your forearms. Think about today hugging the knee towards the tricep. Right? Sometimes we go out into a little twisty here. So that today, let's just keep it down. Hug the knee towards the tricep. Back leg is getting a really deep stretch in the psoas. And come back to your hands. Bend your right knee, take your left arm forward, and reach behind you for it. Maybe you'll reach it, maybe you won't. And then once you get it, if you came back on your knee, come forward again, walk your hand forward, and or maybe you come down to the block or the floor, or the block. So I like to keep length in my spine and rotate. That's just my gig. But you know, you all have your places of where you like to go. It's all good, right? If you're holding on, let go. And then bring your hands back on either side of your left leg. Straighten your left leg, lift the toes up. Sit on your right shin or all the way down, you choose again, or on a block. Whatever. Take a few breaths here. Inhale, look forward. Rebend your front knee. Tuck your back toes underneath you. Lift the knee up without lifting the hips high. Step back to a three-legged dog. Open your hip. Now you can stay here or follow your left foot over to your right side and flip your dog into a dancer's bridge or a wheel. So we did something similar in the warm-up. Come back to center. Square off to your plank. Come down through push-ups or knots. Upward and downward facing dogs. Good. Right leg in the air. Step your right leg through. Turn your left foot on its side. Bring the block on the inside of the right foot to start. Left hand to your hip, tuck your tailbone underneath you. And then bring your left arm up. So I want you to be really aware of what goes on the bottom side of your body because you can't see it so much, but you got to feel it. So I like to take my two peace fingers under my ribs. If I can't find them, I know I'm pretty much collapsing. So I lift up a little bit more, and then I can take my arm up. Back foot is firmly pressing down, toes pressing down, inner arch is lifted, right hip is hugging underneath you. There's a lot of action happening in one simple move. Look down at your right toes. Keep your knee bent as you reverse your warrior. And then inhale, straighten your legs, adjust your hips, move your torso front for triangle. And you can be on a block. Stretch your shoulders on top of each other. The back side of your body, maybe it is against a wall, but it could be an imaginary wall. Good. Inhale, reverse your warrior, so rebend your right knee. Exhale, take your right hand to the outside on a block, floor, or on your thigh. Left hand to your hip. Pull your left shoulder back so you can turn your right shoulder underneath and rotate your torso. So we're not really just turning the shoulder. The torso's moving, the shoulders go with it, but that's kind of the action that you're feeling. And the knee and the tricep are hugging, or the knee, maybe the bicep are hugging against each other. Take your left arm in the air. And then Guitar Hero, your arm over your head. Palm down. Spin your thumb open. Relax your shoulder down. Side angle pose. Parsvottanasana, breathe in. Look down, exhale. Inhale, reverse the warrior again. And straighten your legs. Turn yourself to the left side of your mat. Bring your arms in front of you, cross your left arm over. And then bring the arms up overhead. Grab a hold of your shoulders or shoulder blades. Lift your heart, inhale. And exhale, forward fold. So you might have to bring your arms down a little bit, right? Some of you can and will. Your back is long, so the crown of the head towards the floor. Shift the weight forward to protect the back side of your body. And then release your hands to the floor and uncross them. Lengthen your spine. Inhale. Walk around to the front of your mat. Hands on the inside. Lower your back knee to the floor. So again, a lot of us have the tendency to kind of roll out on the foot. And sometimes we do that. But today Today we're hugging the knee and the tricep towards each other. Stay here or come down further onto your forearms or blocks. I always find this a good place to sneak in a glass of water. And here, I think the song is try. Try! Actually, don't try, do. Do whatever it is that you can do. Come back to your hands, get that length, bend your left knee, take your right arm forward, and grab a hold of the foot, shin, ankle. If you came back to grab the knee, that's okay, the foot, that's okay. See if you can shift a little forward more. And then some of you will go back to your forearm on your left side, or maybe bring the arm forward for a little bit more intensity. It could be a very intense place, so let your body guide you into how deep it needs to be. All right, gently let go. Bring your hands on either side of the leg and straighten your front leg, toes up. Pull your right hip back, left hip forward. Lengthen, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, look forward, rebend the knee. Tuck your left toes underneath you, lift your hip off the floor, or your leg off the floor. Take your right leg in the air, three-legged, open the hip. And if you like to flip your dog, follow your right foot to the left foot, left side of your mat, and lift up into a dancer's bridge or a wheel, wherever your body takes you. Lift the left side of your body up. Inhale, rewind. Right leg in the air, and come to plank. Take your vinyasa, add, skip, do you. And we'll all meet back in downward facing dog. Gotta get up and try. Good, bend your knees and walk your hands back to your feet at the back of your mat. Separate your feet with hips width. 2 fists if you need to know. And then fold, inhale. Take your hands on the floor outside your feet. Bend your knees enough to lift your toes and slide your hands underneath. Big toe wraps around your wrist. Look forward, inhale. And exhale, begin to straighten your legs. Fold forward. Weight goes forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to your hips. Rise up. Walk your feet closer together. Bring your arms down by your side. Find your mountain pose. Shift your weight to your left leg. Lift your right heel without collapsing your hip. Lift your right knee up. Without using your hand, open your knee to the side. Lift it a little higher. And then you can guide it inside for tree. Hands in prayer. Hug your left hip towards the center. So once you're standing up, the standing leg, your balancing leg, needs to hug in. You guys look amazing. Great. Good. Tree pose, Vrikshasana. Keep your hands in prayer. Bring your right leg forward. Extend it forward. Step it about 2 to 3 feet forward and fold over your right leg. Hands on floor, shins or blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. Walk your hands out a little bit further and then shift your weight into your right foot. Lift your left foot off the floor, toes down to start. Hug your right hip to the midline and then begin to rotate into half moon. Left hand on your hip, left shoulder over right. Pull up and in on your right hip. So again, doesn't matter so much what the leg behind you and off the floor is doing, but the one that's supporting you in this pose, the one that's your foundation. It's what you build everything on top of. without a strong foundation. Just think of your house. One more breath. Good, lower your left hand. Look square together, feet together, top of the, middle of the mat probably, lift up, lengthen. And exhale, fold, separate your legs as much as you'd like, and ragdoll to stand all the way up. Bring your arms all the way up overhead. Bring prayer to the heart center. Bring your arms by your side. Shift your weight to your right leg, lift your left heel. Immediately just think about hugging the right hip in. Left leg up. Flex the foot. And then without using your hands, open your arm to your leg to the side, hug your hip in, and guide your foot above, below, or on the floor, and then bring your hands into prayer. So once you get to this place of some stillness and that peace, hug your right hip in for power. Good. Now release your foot forward, balance, extend it out, step it forward 2 to 3 feet, and fold over. Let it go. Push your left knee. Inhale, lengthen, and fold, exhale. Inhale, lengthen. Walk your hands out, one arm print. Shift your weight left, lift your right leg off the floor. Turn yourself open, put your right hand on your hip, left hand can be on the block or floor. Hug your left hip underneath you, and then spin your right hip on top. And once you've got the opening that you feel is, the right space for you, right arm up. Lengthen out of your right side, and pull in the left side. So a lot of effort. One more breath. Empty the breath, hand down. Feet together, top of the mat. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, bend your knees and come into a low squat. Open your knees apart. Bring your arms on the inside of your knees, on the floor. Squeeze the knees on the outside of your triceps. You can stay right here, or you can shift onto your hands, lift your knees up higher, outside, or underneath your triceps. Look forward, maybe lift one heel at a time, maybe lift 2 heels at a time, and come into your crow, your balancing crow. Let me see what's going on there. So you look forward, lift your hips in the air. That's it, Karen, you got it. You just got, yep, lift up, look up. Yeah. And then come back down into your low squat. It's a pose that takes patience. Bring yourself back into, actually bring your heels to the floor. And then bring your legs and hips squared. Bring your hands on top of your thighs so you lift your spine nice and long. And then reach your arms out in front of you, palms face each other. Inhale. And exhale, lower your heels. Take your peace fingers inside of your foot and lift up into a teaser. So you're in a boat pose with your legs maybe bent, maybe straight, toes holding your toes. Rise up. Open the legs out. Lift your heart up. Yeah, there you go, Maria. Bring your legs together. Let go of your legs. 5, 4, 3, 2. Lower your legs to the floor. I gotta move my stuff. Lift out of your torso. Reach and hinge forward, like we did way back in our Crescent Lunge. And then bring your chin to your chest, roll down. Let your legs come with you. Take the feet overhead, touch the floor, or not. Roll down, come back into a teaser, boat pose, forgot where I was for a moment. Lower your legs, lift your arms, inhale. Hinge forward, top of the head and tailbone, same line. Exhale, round your spine, roll down. Bring your legs up overhead. Maybe they touch, maybe they don't. Lower down, bring your legs to a V. Legs straight or bent. Lower down, inhale. Exhale, fold, stay here for a breath, and then fold over your legs. Paschimottanasana. Full, intense, western side stretch. Western side of your body. Breathe in, breathe out. So don't try to touch your head to your knees. Think about lengthening out of your spine, finding the stretch behind the legs, and finding the length in your spine. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Release it without anything changing. Sit up tall now. Chin to chest, roll down slowly, slowly, slowly. I forgot that I didn't set my watch on time. I'm looking and saying, oh, we have so much time. But in reality, we don't. Lay down, bring your knees to your chest. Slide your hands down the front of your shins, your thighs to your feet. Lower your heels to the floor. And just wiggle yourself into a place of length in your spine. Heels line up with your sitting bones. Maybe you can still hold on, or you just raise the heels with your hands. Push down for your bridge pose. Rise up. Roll your shoulders underneath. Hands connect behind you or underneath you. Big toe, little toe. Roll the heel down. Release your arms, upper mid, lower body down. Turn your knees towards each other. Open your knees. Second bridge, so tilt your pelvis, lift your hips. Decide if you want to be supported with your hands blocked or stretch your arms underneath you, or some of you, hands to your shoulders, come lightly to the top of your head, and then lift your heart up into a big, beautiful wheel pose. So we did some half wheels, we did some back bending opening, hip opening, and you stay there for 3 to 5 breaths. When you're ready to come down, top of the head, upper, middle and lower. Oh God, get the tissues out. Hug your knees into your chest. Happy baby, happy child. Roll side to side. Once again, straddle your legs. I have to compose myself, guys, sorry. Bring your feet back together. Release the toes. Open your arms to the letter T, palms down. Shift your hips right, let your knees fall to the left. Now, just bring yourself back to center, feet on the floor, soles of the feet together. Open the knees out. Bring your arms overhead and grab opposite elbows. And then release your arms, draw your legs together, hug the knees to the chest. Shift your hips left, knees fall right, palms down in the letter T. And then come back to center, open the legs, soles of the feet together. Supta Baddha Konasana, take your arms overhead. If you can remember to switch the opposite arm, because we have a habitual side that we go to the less habitual side. And then release your arms, release your legs. One more big hug of the legs together to the chest. Head and shoulders lift. And then lower your legs out in front of you. Lower your head. Take a few moments if you want to connect to another pose or two. Or find your way into your Shavasana. And those of you who are with me in our ab challenge, we will do this after. Let your body completely surrender. Let go. Go and some of you can stay, so stay as long as you like. Turn off your sound, your video, make your way back to your mat. Otherwise, start to deepen your breath and begin to make small movements back into the body. Lauren, I know you'll do your abs on your own. And bring yourself over to either side, come to a comfortable seat. Bring your hands to your heart center. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om peace, peace, peace to all. As we bow down and honor each other, ourselves, the light, the goodness, the peace, the love within. Namaste, Satnam, go in peace. Have a wonderful Sunday, or whatever day you might be watching this. If you're home, stay fit, stay healthy. Get a vaccine, wear a mask.